Immigration's important to him. I covered the family separation crisis closely. Will we continue to see policies like separating 5,000 children deliberately from their parents?
You mean the Obama administration?
You know they didn't do that, sir.
Okay. Sure.
Will there be a second family separation policy?
It's MSDNC, so I expect nothing less from you clowns. Even today, even 48 hours later, you couldn't wait. You couldn't wait with your lies and with your nonsense. So just get out of here.
Project 2025. Project 2025, baby. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
On day one, I will seal the border and will begin the largest domestic deportation operation in the history of our country. We will stop the plunder, rape, slaughter, and destruction of our American suburbs, cities, and towns. We will end deadly sanctuary cities immediately. I will shift massive portions of federal law enforcement to immigration enforcement, and we will impose a naval blockade on the cartels, and we will hit the cartels very hard. And I will build an iron dome over our country, a state-of-the-art missile defense shield made in the USA. We do it for other countries. We help other countries. We don't do it for ourselves. We need it too.
Immigrants, 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 immigrants. Every time I talk to MAGA, how do we turn this economy around? Immigrants. Getting immigrants out. Like everything. They have managed to blame everything on immigrants. Also trans people, somehow. I mean, the 1% owns the majority of this nation's wealth, and they increased their wealth during the pandemic. But hey, focus on the immigrants, okay? Focus on the trans people.
Will you order mass deportations if you win the White House?
Oh, day one, we have no choice, and we'll start with the bad ones. And you know who knows who they are? Local police. Local police have to be given back their authority, and they have to be given back their respect and immunity. We're going to give them immunity. And they know them by the first name, the middle name, and the last name. And they will take them out, and we will get them out. And look.
Wow, who are the bad ones? They said they're going to deport the bad ones. God, I'm so glad that we have law enforcement and to tell us who the bad ones are. Imagine if I had to figure that out for myself. God, whew. I mean, I guess I could just look at them and tell, like, oh, well, you're kind of brown, you're dressed kind of ragged. I mean, you know what? Let's just better safe than sorry, right? I mean, Lake and Riley. We don't want another Lake and Riley, right? An immigrant did a bad thing once, maybe twice. They're all bad, obviously. And it's at this point, the funny thing is when you counter these messages, it doesn't do anything, right? Immigrants are an enormous contribution to this economy, enormous, right? They pay into the system. Oftentimes they pay into the system without getting anything back, right? Because they can't qualify for benefits, okay? So they're paying into the system. They don't get anything back. They are the labor force. We're going to compete with China and with like no labor force and with literally no one here. Like China has more people. We have not that many people. We're going to compete with them. Sure. Right. Another point is that, let me see, immigrants, they pay into the system, they don't receive benefits, they can't vote. What's another thing? Oh, the biggest thing they love to do is, like all these people are on the terror watch list. Not true. There was they found like 3 people. And most of the time when they have found someone, it's because they were on a watch list, like with Colombia. People came, they were members of FARC. FARC is friendly now. They're not a terrorist organization anymore. They have been delisted as a terrorist organization. The civil war is over, and but the people that were on those terror watch lists that were members of FARC, those people are still terrorists. Things like that. Nuance, right? Nuance is still a bit tough to MAGA, but you get it.
Les, would you rather have the black president or the white president who got $1.7 billion off the price? I think they want the white guy right now.
White supremacy is amazing in dividing people, okay? And we think that white supremacy is just it's just, it's just going to work, on white people. It is an amazing way to tell a black person that, hey, that person next to you that's a different skin color and ethnicity, they're the reason why you're not doing so well, right? You take someone from the AAPI community and say, you know what, this person over here is why you're not doing so well. Don't look up. Don't look at the white people. Don't blame the white people for why you're not doing so well. Look, fight amongst yourselves. Fight amongst yourselves. I mean, just white supremacy, conspiracies, and talking points. So pervasive and so good at radicalizing people into the MAGA cause that aren't even white.
It's the basis of who we are as a nation, and we owe that to the American people. And so what we're going to do is introduce legislation to require that every single person who registers to vote in a federal election must prove that they're an American citizen first. They have to prove it. That will be a new part of the federal law and a very important one. Our bill will...
It seems absurd, the idea that migrants are coming over the border and the Democrats are grabbing them, giving them money, cell phones, and voter ID cards, and just sending them off, saying, hey, don't forget to show up for the election, goddammit. Completely, utterly false, baseless. Yet the Republicans are amazing at repeating something until it's true. It doesn't matter that you fact check this 1,000 times. They're going to keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. They did this under Obama to great effect. Those are the talking points that go out on Fox News and social media, and boom, we're going to say this until it is true. So I just got back from the Republican National Convention. All of them know about Project 2025. Actually, that's not true. The delegates, like the people that matter, the people that are involved in their communities and that are getting the vote out in their districts, and the organizers, like the people moving and shaking, all know about Project 2025. When I list all of the things in Project 2025, they're down with all of the things in Project 2025. So when they tell you that, oh, Trump doesn't know about it, what? They are lying. They're gaslighting you, okay? Heritage Foundation kicked off the RNC. The head of the Heritage Foundation, has spoken at the RNC. The head of the chief architects of Project 2025, he has spoken at the RNC. Everyone knows the Heritage Foundation there. They're integral to Republican policy. Integral. They have been integral to the policy for the longest time. To say that there's no connection is absurdly patently. It's just an intentional lie at this point. I've spoken to people at the RNC. I'm dropping video on my channel, youtube.com, Walter Masterson. Boom. I'm going to show that this is something they very much know about. I'm really, am I surprised that we're being gaslit like this? No. I mean, the reason why they felt bold enough to release this is in the past they release something, they say something, and then when there's an uproar, they just go, oh, you crazy liberals, look at how much they're overreacting, look how crazy they are, right? And they thought they were going to be able to do that this time. They didn't expect the widespread public reaction to this. One of the things in Project 2025 that is a little insane that I don't think people are talking about is Mexico and the cartels. Project 2025 talks about this, and it basically gives the justification for getting militarily involved in Mexico. Kind of like, you remember Free Gaza from Hamas? I mean, Free Hamas from Gaza? It's the same thing. Free the cartels from Mexico. Sounds great. Free the cartels from Mexico. Oh my God. That's just, we have to, of course. Which means we need to, get our military involved in Mexico. Because, you know, we can't trust Mexico to look after their own country because it's just been so corrupt at this point. So, I mean, we have to, you know, send our military over there. That's written in Project 2025. That's not, it is very clearly stated, okay? It doesn't say we're going to invade Mexico. It says, you know, we need to crush these cartels, you know, with our military.